All righty, good morning. I'm Shilo, so welcome to Fast Fitness. You want to have at least a couple of sets of weights, a light to heavy, so maybe like a fives or sevens for lateral raises, and then maybe some tens or 12s if you have them for the chest. It is upper body today. And then two blocks, we'll use them for dips, but if you don't have blocks, that's fine. You can do dips from the floor. So our focus is on upper body strength today. So I did drop a music link in the chat if you would like to use that to listen in the background for yourself. You'll have to click back over onto Zoom to see me. And let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. So just warming up through the upper body. Good morning. So here's some shoulder rolls back. So we're going to warm up the joints and the muscles that are going to be active today. So again, our focus is upper body strength, and roll the shoulders forward. So good morning for our Fast Fitness, our 45-minute class. Good way to get the morning started. And I'm just going to take it for big circles. So we're going to be doing some bicep curls starting out. I'll always demo. We're going to work in trisets, meaning we're going to do 3 back-to-back exercises. Now change directions of the arms. So we're going to do 3 back-to-back exercises, so a tri superset. Then we'll have like a 10-second break, and we'll do it again, doing each one of the sets 3 times, 30 seconds for each exercise. And I'll always demo in between, not just shrug the shoulders. So in between each tricep, I will demonstrate the exercises for you so you know exactly what we're about to do. So we're going to start out with the arms and shoulders and move into strictly shoulders and move into the chest and abs. And then we're going to end with a little bit of plyometric exercises just to kind of give us a big push. Now open up your chest. And then you're going to round the upper back. Open up through the chest and then round. So if you're not listening to the music, I got Thriller playing right now. That's our warm-up song. Open up through the chest and round. Open up through the chest and round. Now when you round forward, try and keep the shoulders down and out of the ears. And open up one more. And then take it for a trunk rotation and just nice wide tap. So rotating the torso, getting the spine nice and warm here too. I've been giving candy to all my classes today, this week. I teach at a college, and so I've been bringing candy. And even though they're adults or young adults, come to the center, I'm just going to demo. We're going to do cat cow. They still kind of appreciate it, so it's actually kind of nice. And I like Halloween because I like to give candy to the kids. I get trick-or-treaters, so that's always fun. Abs in, round the back. So moving through flexion and extension. Have a seat down. Hug the belly in and round up. And have a seat down. And take it up. And a nice lateral flexion, side to side. Now, if I could dance, I would actually do the video for you. Do the little dance portion for you right here. You know, the little dance part. But I can't dance, so. And let's finish off warming up our neck. So hands behind the head, lift the chest, and bring the elbows together, chin the chest. Open up, lift the sternum, wide elbows back behind you, elbows together, chin the chest. Lift and open, and bring it in. Lift and open, nice and wide, and bring it in. And just a couple more. And one more. All right, so we got all those joints warmed up. So hopefully you feel a little bit warm, little raise in body temperature. All righty, so we're gonna start out with our first tricep. So 3 back-to-back exercises. And so we're gonna start out with supinated bicep curls. So you're gonna start with your weights in your hands and you're gonna rotate. Rotate the palms towards you for bicep curls, alternating, or you can do it together, depending on how heavy your weights are. And then from there, we're going to hinge forward, draw the abs in so there's no dip in the low back. Depress the shoulders, and we're going to take it for flies, reverse flies. So getting the posterior deltoids in the upper back. And then we're going to go into hammer curls where your palms face each other. Right here, so getting into the forearms, so your brachialis and radial brachialis. So we're going to start with those 3 exercises. So go ahead and find a weight. I'm using a moderate size weight, so I'm using 8. So somewhere in there where you can do a high repetition. I'm going to, you'll see me moving off to the side to get our stopwatch. All righty, so now we got Rockwell, who somebody's watching me playing. All righty, so here we go. Hammer curl or supinated bicep curl. So curling up. You can do one arm at a time if your weights are really heavy. If you have moderate weights, I would say go ahead and do both arms at the same time. Keep the shoulders down and out of the ears. Your feet are about hip distance apart and a little bend in the knees. Draw the tailbone down and keep the chest lifted and keep the abs in nice and strong. And then hinge at the hips, soft bend in the knees, reverse flies. Lift and lower. Good. Exhale and inhale. Think about drawing those shoulder blades down your back towards your hips. Taking the movement out of your neck. Elbows have a slight bend in them. Exhale and inhale. And hold and lift, palms face each other, hammer curls. So full flexion and extension in the elbows, all the way up, all the way down. And again, knees soft, belly in, tailbone just pointing down. All the way up, all the way down. And 10-second break. And I did a no-no. I forgot to grab myself something to drink. So I'm going to be very thirsty after this. All righty, here we go. Set number 2. Go ahead and find those weights. Bicep curls, curl. Lift and lower. Exhale and inhale. All the way up, all the way down. So you're turning. You're turning. So let's call it supination. So supinated bicep curls. Be sure that the body's not rocking. If your body's rocking, for you to get that weight up, drop them and grab a lighter set and keep going. And hinge at the hips. Abs are in, shoulders down, and reverse flies. Exhale and inhale. Try and stay out of the neck. Really ground through your feet so you feel stable. So pressing underneath that big toe, that baby toe in the center of your heel. And then bringing ourselves up. Palms face each other, hammer curls, lift and lower. Now, if you start to feel a little fatigued and you start losing form, feel free to alternate the arms. That's an option. But the goal here is to try and keep going. So not only are we building up strength, but we're also adding a bit of endurance here too. But never compromise your form. Under 5 seconds. And release. Take a 10-second breather. Alrighty, so here we go. Oh, there. And let's go. Bicep curl. Curl. Curl it up. Exhale and inhale. All the way up, all the way down. Rolling those shoulders back and down. Keep that breastbone lifted. Curl it up. Lift and lower. And last one. Reverse flies. Hinge at the hip. Draw the abs in. Soft bend. Chest points down. Exhale and inhale. Keep the shoulders down out of the ears. Lift and lower. Root down through the feet. So you're feeling nice and strong. And again, if the weights get too heavy, I would like for you just to alternate the arms, but try and keep moving. And one more. And bring it up. Palms face in. Hammer curls. Lift and lower. Palms face each other. Those palms are facing in, all the way up, all the way down. Think the head of the weight coming towards the shoulders. And you get a little bit of a longer break because that's the end of our first tricep. And done. Let me go ahead and set the clock, and then I'll show you the exercises for our next 3 exercises. So our next 3 exercises here, we're going to move into alternating shoulder press, into a shoulder push press, and then we're going to drop into some push-ups with shoulder or wrist taps. So with the shoulder press, you'll have the dumbbells in your hand, and we're going to alternate. So I want you to have moderate to heavy weights here, and we're going to alternate. So then you have a semi-break. If the weights start to get heavy or you start to notice that you're moving around a little bit, make a little kickstand, draw the tailbone down, and then lift here. And if you still find that you're kind of losing form, drop those weights, find a lighter set of weights. And then we're going to go into what's called a push press. So you're going to have your weights here at your chest, a little bend and push, and then bring it down, and then push, and then bring it down. So a little bit of rebounding, kind of work on that, building that bone density there. So it's a mini squat and push, mini squat and then push. And then we'll finish out with push-ups. So what you're going to do here is you're going to find your base, knees or toes, and you're going to give me a push-up, pause, and you're going to tap the wrist, and then push-up, pause, tap the wrist, tap the wrist. What you want to avoid is your body shifting when you tap. So wider base will help you stay stable. Tuck the hips, glutes tight. So you have a little bit of core work here. So it's not trying to tap the wrist fast. It's trying to tap the wrist without the torso rolling. So a bit of stability work here along with the chest. Okay? So here we go. 30 seconds each. Starting with that alternating overhead press. On our marks, get set, and go. Press. Again, knees soft, abs are in, and press it up. If you feel like you're starting to lean, give yourself a little bit of a kickstand, a little bit of a wider base. If you still start to feel it in the low back, the weight may be a little heavy. Also check to be sure you're bracing through the center. Exhale and inhale, push. So moderate to heavy weights here. Working into your deltoids. And then now we're going to hold, push, press. Little squat, push. So it's a little hop and push. Have a seat and then push. So a little bit of rebounding, a little plyos here. Put a little stress on that skeletal structure. Abs in strong. You can always put one weight down and just use a single weight. That's an option too. And bring into that push-up position. Knees or toes. Hands a little wider than the shoulders. Elbows come back at a 45-degree angle to the body. Okay. And here we go. 30 seconds. So you push up. You're going to hold. You either tap the wrists or you can tap the shoulders if you have really good core strength without the torso rotating. Keep the abs in strong. Shoulders down and out of the ears. Widen your base if you feel that the body's rotating on those wrist taps. And one more. And take a break. So remember on that descent in the push-ups, the arms are back at a slight diagonal. They're not up here. We don't want to put stress in the shoulder joint. The arms glide right behind you at a slight diagonal. All righty, here we go. Second set. On our marks, alternating shoulder press, get set and go. Press up. Soft bend in the knees. Breathe up. Well, thank you for getting up this morning. Coming in here to help you build some bone density, decrease body fat, increase muscle mass, increase our metabolism. That'll be great when we go eat breakfast after this. And push press. Little squat and then push. Little squat and then push. So last week we did full body, so you can go back and look at that video. Today we're doing upper body. And next week we'll do lower body. So each week we'll have a different focus. And one more. Into that push-up. Now, if you're not having fun with the tapping of the wrist, you can stay with the push-ups. Knees or toes. If you're on your knees, they're behind your hips. Abs in strong. Tuck the tailbone down. One more. And break. Oh, I'm upset. I'm real thirsty. All righty, so here we go. Third set, then we get a big break. And I will show you our next try set. Here we go on our marks. Get set. And, oh, what did I just do here? Oh, and go. I'm still learning how to use my stop clock. Exhale, inhale, press. And push. Our next series will still be standing and we'll move to the ground. Last one. And push press. Little squat, push, and have a seat. Push. Remember, you can always put one weight down. And push. Little mini squat, push. It's not a big hop. It's almost just like you're barely coming off the ground. Just a little push. Keep the abs strong. Last one. Into our push-ups. All righty. Knees or toes. And begin. Working at your pace. Again, you want to really be stable on those wrist taps. You really want to try and fight, try and resist that torso wanting to move. So building that core stability also helps. That helps with being able to maintain our balance as we get older. One more. Ah, big break. How are you ladies doing? You can physically give me a thumbs up. Okay, Jennifer's doing good. How are we doing, Kathy? Awesome. All righty. So now we got Stevie Wonder's Superstition playing as on our Halloween playlist. All righty, so I'm going to go into our next tricep. So our next tricep, excuse me, we're going to still upper body, excuse me. Hopefully you're not grocery shopping or lifting anything heavy today. All right, we're going to have lateral raises. So you'll want your lighter to moderate weights here, like 5s to 8s here. And you're going to lift, leading with the elbow and the pinky finger. All right, so you can have a short lever, bent elbow. It's a little kinder here to the shoulder. If you have really light weights and you're not quite feeling the work, you can always make a longer lever. All right. So the arms can be not locked out straight. There's still a slight bend in that elbow. So you can have it at 90 degrees. If you have really heavy weights, if you have a little bit lighter, you can elongate the arms, create a longer lever. So we're going to do that. And then you're going to have one weight, a light to moderate one, starting right below the chin. And we're going to overhead press with a jumping jack, but you're pressing overhead every other one. So jack, press, no press, press, no press. Okay. If that's not comfortable for your shoulders, stay with the jacks. All right. You could just bring the arms out to the side to give yourself a little bit more muscles working, or bring the arms up overhead, or do a traditional jumping jack. That's up to you. And then our last exercise in that tricep will be our dips. So if you have blocks, you'll use the blocks. That's only to give you more room to drop down and up. Your hands will be, excuse me, your hands are going to be on the blocks. Blocks a little wider than your body, a little wider than your hips. Fingertips pointing towards you or at a slight diagonal. Whatever's comfortable for your wrists and shoulders, your butt will be up. You bend the elbow and straighten. Bend and then straighten. If you don't have blocks, you can do it here on the floor. Bend and then straighten. So your drop may not be quite as much as if you had a little bit of height, but you're still going to hit those triceps. All righty. So here we go. Lateral raises first. Into a jack with an overhead press, into our tricep dips. All righty. On our marks, get set. Here we go. Lateral raises. Try not to use your body. If you got to throw your body, you may need to lighten the weights. Or like I said, go to alternating arms. All right. Listen to your body. Honor the space that you're in. Do what makes sense for you. Lead up with the elbows and the pinky fingers. Exhale and inhale. And then go ahead and put down one of those weights. You can stay with these lighter ones. I would recommend with the jumping jack. And you're only pressing with every other jack. So here we go. Overhead, hold, overhead, hold, overhead, hold, overhead, hold. Good. And if popping is not comfortable for you, you can take it for a low impact, just tapping it out. So low impact, You can tap it out, or you can go high impact. So you choose what makes sense for you. And dips. There's always options. Here we go. Into our dips. Blocks just outside the hips. Fingertips pointing towards you or at a slight diagonal. Butt off the floor. Let me turn the other way so I can see the clock. And go down and up. The elbows have got to bend and fully extend for those triceps to contract. And contract on an elbow extension. Keep the chest lifted. Bend and extend. Inhale, exhale. We're under 5 seconds, ladies. Down and up. And break. So now you know the drill. You should be able to move a little faster. All right. Let's get into those lateral raises. Here we go on our marks. Get set and go. Lateral raises. Be aware those shoulders are going to want to creep up. So again, if you feel that happening, or the arms are getting tired, come into 90 degrees if you have longer levers, or alternate the arms. Exhale and inhale, lift and lower. Keep the chest up, shoulders down. And put down one weight. And here we go. Press, jack, press, jack, press, jack, press, and jack. So every other one is an overhead. We don't want to beat up the shoulders. We do want to remain safe. And you can always just hold the weight and jack. You can always just hold it and jack, adding a little more weight to your body. So you choose. All righty. And dips. All right. On our marks, get set and go. Down and up. No, I can't pet you right now. I'm working. I'm making money so I could keep my farmer's dog subscription for you. Down and up. Yeah, he moved there. You see that? He wants his farmer's dog. Down and up. Inhale, exhale. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. And done. All righty. Back up. Last set for those lateral raises. And our marks. Get set. And oh. Last one in that tricep. So superset, we're usually doing 2 exercises. Tricep, there's 3. And you can always do it a little differently, like we're combining the shoulders and chest. You can always do, because we could have did back and buys today, but we didn't. So it'll always be different each week, so you can kind of get an idea of different ways you can strength train outside of this class. All right, go ahead and put the weight down. Here we go, jack and press. The glasses are slipping off my head. Remember, you can low impact too. You can tap it out real quick and press. You don't have to hop. Any discomfort in the ankles, knees, low back, take the impact out. Alrighty, let's dips. Now we got some AC/DC playing. Alrighty, here we go. Down and up. Bend and straighten. Our last set, then we get a longer break, and I will show you our last bit of exercises on the floor. Yay. Down and up. Last one. Good job. You can put the blocks away. Be sure you're wiping your brow, getting some water. Don't be like you're like me. Have no water. I'm too busy doing that playlist. Alrighty, so I'm going to demo the next set of exercises. Adding in abdominals and spinal extensors. So we're going to do chest flies with dead bug. So if you've done Pilates, you know dead bug. So we're going to do this in what we would call imprinted spine in Pilates. So you're going to slightly roll your pelvis back so that your back is connected to the floor. No space in that lumbar spine between the lumbar spine and the floor. You're going to come into tabletop. Knees over the hips, just below the belly. You're going to have dumbbells in your hands, elbows soft. So just like we did reverse flies for the back, now we're going to do flies for the chest. You're going to reach one leg out, keep the abs in, and then bring it up and squeeze. Open, so the arms open, one leg's extended, and then bring it in. The leg comes back to tabletop. All with keeping your spine imprinted. So the back isn't arching away from the floor at all, staying connected. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to flip over onto our belly. And you can use a towel, because it looks like the two of you were smart enough to bring towels. I have a Pilates ball. We're going to come onto our bellies. And we're going to do a spinal extension in the around the world. So what that means is you'll use your towel. If you have a Pilates ball handy, you can use that. Keep the feet down. You're going to come up in spinal extension. Bring that towel around behind you. Grab with the other hand and bring it forward and then lower. Then you'll come up, bring it around the opposite direction, right over the butt, changing hands, come together, and then lower. So it's like an around the world with a spinal extension. And we just alternate sides. I have a wall right here that I'm running into. So I keep hitting that wall. So we're going to do that. And then we'll turn it over back onto our back. You'll have a light dumbbell. And you're just going to curl up with that dumbbell. I'm just curl up to the center, curl up to the side, curl up to the center, curl up to the other side. So center, diagonal, center, diagonal. So a little bit of rotation there. And then we cool it down. All righty. So let me go ahead and bring this stopwatch where I can see it. So we're going to start on our back with chest flies and dead bug. And if you're not sure about the spine, if you can maintain it, and start out with lighter weights, maybe for this first set, just to kind of see what's going on with you, especially sometimes with coordination throws us off, the leg going out in the arms. So maybe do the first set with light weights or no weights and get the coordination, the movement down. All righty. Find your imprint, rolling the pelvis back, abs in, bring the legs up in the tabletop. Elbows soft, here we go. Yeah, and bring it in. Keep the back connected to the floor. Keep the abs drawn in. Keep a soft bend in the elbows. And those dumbbells are right over the center of the chest. Make sure you contract the pecs. Open and close. Reach away and bring it in. And the leg doesn't have to come out low. It can be up high if that's kinder for your back. So the key thing here is to move in safety. And release. Go ahead and flip it over onto your belly. Keep the feet down, lengthen the tailbone, draw the abs up, and then lift. Bring it around. Grab over the hips and then lower. Lift just the upper body, circle it around, change hands, bring it overhead, and then lower. And then lift, coming back around, change hands over the glutes, reach overhead, and then lower, and then lift, circle around. Keep the abs in, tailbone lengthened, glutes contracted. One more time each way. Last time. And flip it over onto your back. Curling it up on our marks. Get set. And go. Curl up center and then to the right. And then center and to the left. Center to the right. Center to the left. Exhale and inhale. Breathe. Keep the chin slightly in and down. One more all the way around. And break. Oh. 2 more sets. Then we have to stretch it out. You guys never want my attention until I start doing something. Alrighty, so here we go. Back into that chest flies. With those legs, so dead bug with chest flies. And begin. Abs in. Use that breath when you bring the weights over and pull the abs in when you bring that leg in. One more each leg. And bring it down. Oh, sorry. And roll it over. And here we go. Legs stay grounded. And then we lift, circle around, change hands, bring it over and lower. Keep the chin in and down. So think of reaching with the crown of your head. So there's no movement in the neck. The neck's not coming into extension when you lift. The neck stays in alignment with the spine. So your chin is in and down. Your gaze is down. When you lift up, be sure the abs are drawn in. The glutes are slightly contracted. And take it onto your back. Finding that single dumbbell. And here we go, curl up. And then to the left this time, to the center, then to the right. So always coming back to the center when you go off to the side. And break. All right, we're coming up on our last set, ladies, and we get to stretch it out. It goes by fast. All right, here we go on our marks. Get set. And go. Flies. Extend the legs out. Keep the legs in tabletop. So right below the waistband of your pants. Keep a softness in the elbows. And you still have to be mindful to relax the shoulders here. Breathe in, exhale, breathe out. Exhaling on that exertion where that work is. One more. And bring the knees in, chest in, get rid of the weights, or weights in, not chest in. And here we go. And lift and bring it around the world. Lift nice and slow and controlled. Be sure that lift is smooth. It's not jerky. Only lift in the range of motion that's comfortable for you. Be sure that you check in, that be sure you have that lengthened tailbone and that your abs are engaged to support your back. And flip it over. And here we go. Curl up to the center and to the right. And then left. Try and keep those arms straight. That's a part of the work. Last one. Good job. So go ahead and bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. You can gently rock side to side. And go ahead and place that left foot on the floor. Go ahead and bring that right ankle across that left knee. Use the heel of that right palm to press on that right inner thigh. It's nice little hip flexors there on our tabletop exercise. And then change sides. And go ahead and bring those knees back into the chest. And drop the knees to your right. Upper body twist to the left. Now, I did not put these songs on my playlist. I don't know why they're here. Ugh. Don't know what happened. I have to get used to using Apple Music. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is all these heavy metal rock songs? Where'd these come from? And then hug the belly in, bring the knees back to your chest, and then take it to the other side. And then slowly bring your knees to the left. So bring that right arm over to meet the left arm. And then continue over onto your belly. And then you're going to bend your right arm and extend, or your left, your left arm. Right arm is out to the side, and you're going to roll onto that right arm. So like a prone twist here. So that right arm is straight out from the shoulder, and you're rolling onto that right shoulder and right ear. The left elbow is bent, kind of like cobra pose. And then roll back onto your belly. And you're going to extend that left arm out in line with the shoulder, palm down. And you're going to bend that right elbow, almost like you're going to do a push-up again. And then roll on to that left shoulder. And then make your way back onto the belly. Go ahead and push yourself back in child's pose. And then you're just going to slide your right arm underneath the left arm, palm up. Coming to thread the needle in the upper body. And then change sides. Right arm's back out, left arm underneath, palm up, left ear and shoulder to the floor. And then have a seat onto your bum. And a little bend in the elbow, palm down. Nice stretch for our biceps. Same arm, bring it overhead, stretch out the triceps. Keep the chin parallel to the floor. Ground through your bum, spine long. And then other side. So reaching out, but try not to hyperextend or lock the elbow. That's just a micro bend there. And then a tricep stretch. And then release. Thank you. So next week, we will have a lower body. So each week is always going to be a different focus so that you get a complete workout. Have a good day, ladies.